Hi. How is everybody today? Is everybody okay? Everybody great? Everybody good? Wow. Welcome to the madness. It's Thursday. God bless you. Hey, weirdness. More Fauci weirdness. So keep that in mind. We got to cover that today. And June is the National Month of Action. What in God's name? We'll talk about that, your phone calls and your messages, much more. There's all kinds of craziness today we got to cover. Lots of COVID stuff. And things we've been talking about have been coming to fruition, which is good. We like to hear that. And, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome, risers. God bless you. The telephone number to call is 850-771-0049. Again, if you text in, no pronouns. That's a bozo no. Hey, we got rain in the forecast. Your forecast this morning. Scattered thunderstorms, high near 84, winds around 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain, 50%. Then tonight, overcast, a stray shower thunderstorm possible, low near 70. And tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms and a high near 83. The chance of rain tomorrow, 50%. It's 72 in Milton, 78 Gulf Breeze, 77 Navarre, and 74 in Pensacola. How you doing today? Yeah. Did I do it wrong? Did I do June? Oh, it didn't update it. You're correct. Thank you, Donna, for catching that. I will make that correction as we speak, because that's the kind of guy I am. And there you go. Oops. There it is. There. It's fixed. Bless you. Good morning, Diane. All right, let's get started. And first thing we want to do is let you know that the animal shelter in Santa Rosa is full. Adoptions and fosters are desperately needed to stop the risk of a euthanization. According to county spokesperson, the public is asked to stop picking up stray kittens at this time. It is the season for stray kittens. According to county spokesperson, unless a kitten is visibly abandoned, sick, or injured, do not bring them to the shelter. The shelter is willing to provide vet care to stray kittens if the resident is dropping them off is willing to foster them. So we've got. Is it still showing Wednesday? What happened? Let me see. Well, it updated some stuff, but didn't do it all. Well, let me fix that. I'm sorry. It is. There you go. Now it should say Thursday, June 3rd. There we go. I typed it in earlier. It didn't fix it. All right. So as far as what is it? As far as I don't understand. As far as the weather, I don't know what God has in the oven, but it's done. Are you hot, El Cuco? It doesn't say Wednesday. It says Thursday. It is going to be one of those days, evidently. All right. So it's not hot. It's been beautiful. Weather's been gorgeous. All right. So, but the animal shelter is full. No more cats. Don't bring in kittens unless you're going to get them some vet service and then foster them. Don't do it. There's too many kittens. And I appreciate the folks at the animal shelter. They do a great job. Great job. Have your cat spayed or neutered. Kittens are cute until there's 200 of them. Don't do it. All right. A car crashed into there's a couple big local things. A vehicle slammed into Cycle Sports of Pensacola on Wednesday. The wreck happened at 2125 North Palafox just around noontime. According to Mike Wood, the Pensacola police, an older man thought he put the vehicle in park, but instead he pressed the gas pedal. Now, I do drive on a regular basis. I don't ever think when I'm pressing on the gas pedal that I'm putting it in park. I don't ever think that. That's what it says. He thought he put the vehicle in park, but instead he pressed the gas pedal. That's a little different. I don't know what style of car you thought you were driving, but you don't put it in park by pressing on the gas pedal. Sam. Police say he was not injured, but two people inside the store were injured. No charges will be filed, but they should take away his license. Kim says, how many cats do you have, Nick? I have as many as I want. I have as many as I want. As many as I can stand. And there you go. Have those cats spayed or neutered. My kitties are fixed. Good. All mine are fixed, plus I foster for the show. Good for you, Kim. I know you do. I know you do. You like those things. They're evil. They're evil. 850-771-0049. I know. I'm just teasing. The other big thing is Governor DeSantis approved a budget, and so there's money coming for the water treatment plant. $500,000 for Milton for the water treatment plant. So we're, again, I mean, money is always an issue. But the bigger issue was where. Where do you put those things? And we are still working on that. 850-771-0049. This is interesting. Where is it? Instead of waiting for people to go out of their way to get the COVID vaccine, health departments are taking the vaccines to the masses. The effort comes as demand for the shots decline. I think that at the max at our clinic, I think we did 1,247 in one day, and now we're doing less than 100, including second shots. That's according to Brad Baker. He's the public safety director for Santa Rosa. But low numbers are also being recorded at public events. When the Department of Health in Nescaba County partnered with Pensacola Blue Wahoos in May, 54 people received the shots over 3 games. 54 over 3 games. And over the 4-day holiday weekend, its mobile unit at Casino Beach only vaccinated 18 people. Is that worth the effort? If people don't want it, they don't want it. I don't care how much you're going to stick it out there. Mace. There you go. The bigger issue, they lied and lied again. Who's they, Donna? Bad Donna. No pronouns. What's just ignorance? Everybody is being so vague today. But they're putting the vaccine out there. Look, do you need the entire Bell's complex for less than 100 shots a day? Anybody? I mean, really, how long does the process take to get a shot? And if you're doing 100 shots a day, do you really need the Bells building? Do you really need a mobile unit out at the beach all day long, all weekend long for 18 shots? No. Shots are declining due to people are seeing what's in them. See the amount of issues and death. I'm not sure that the emails are out now. Yeah, that the emails. We're going to talk about the emails here in just a minute. But yes, you're right. Fauci and the emails. It was leasing the old Bells building was a waste of money and is a waste of money. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. You don't do that for 100 shots a day. Maybe 100 shots a day, including the second shots. We went to the beach over the holiday, trying to get the drunk people to get it. I know. But nobody wants it. If they wanted it, they've gotten it. That's it. If they wanted the shot, they've gotten the shot. It's not a vaccine. I get it. Yes. A month. 1 month. That's all you needed it. 850-771-0049. People aren't wanting it. They aren't wanting it. But it is. June is National Month of Action. Whoa! What? That would be interesting. You won't have to get a tattoo. Just use a fridge magnet. Be awesome. All right. With just over a month left for the White House to reach its goal of having 70% of Americans either fully or partially vaccinated by the July 4th holiday, President Biden announced how new measures to galvanize the nationwide inoculation effort. June will be a national month of action, although June is already Pride Month, is it not? Is that what June is? Or is that May? I get confused. June will be a national month of action, with some pharmacies remaining open all night on Fridays to administer shots and childcare centers waiving fees for parents going for their vaccinations. Is this an issue where you need to have a pharmacy open all night or for childcare to get a shot? America is heading into summer dramatically different from last year's summer, Biden said on Wednesday. Last summer, then President Donald Trump and his allies sought to declare the pandemic over. Despite a June lull in some parts of the country, infection rates rose rapidly in states like Florida, Texas, and Georgia. The prevalence of vaccines means the summer of 2021 is unlikely to see a similar surge. Biden said he envisioned a summer of freedom, except if you don't have the vaccine. A summer of joy. A summer of get-togethers and celebrations, an all-American summer that this country deserves after a long, long, dark winter that we've all endured. Except your personal liberties are gone. There's no freedom there. Just freedom from vaccine. Oh, I'm sorry, freedom from coronavirus. Biden said that the childcare chains Bright Horizons Kindercare and Learning Care Group, as well as about 500 YMCA outlets in 28 states, would provide free service while parents got vaccinated. It was a recognition, however modest, of the gaps in childcare that the pandemic has routinely exposed. Details about which pharmacies would offer extended vaccination hours, an initiative clearly aimed at younger people, were not readily available. If you're too busy at work or school, you can get vaccinated around the clock. Younger people who are generally less vulnerable to the coronavirus but can still transmit it to others have been less eager to get vaccinated than older Americans. In an effort to promote vaccination, beer-making giant Anheuser-Busch declared on Wednesday morning it would buy free beer for Americans to get of legal drinking age if Biden's goal for Independence Day were met. Anheuser-Busch's website appears to have crashed in the wake of the announcement. Get a shot and have a beer, Biden quipped in discussing the giveaway, while also touting vaccine-related promotions by professional sports leagues, Vaccine-related lotteries have also proved popular. The president singled out where 22-year-old Abigail Baginski of Ohio became a millionaire through the state's Vax-A-Million contest. Biden also said barbershops would engage in a vaccination effort called Shots at the Shop, targeted specifically at African-American communities. In addition, Vice President Kamala Harris will lead a We Can Do This vaccination tour through the Midwest and South, except at the border where she doesn't go, where vaccination gaps have been significant. She'll be accompanied by her husband, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, and First Lady Jill Biden. The worry for the Biden administration and some public health officials is that complacency could set in, especially as life rapidly returns to normal for the vaccinated. Let me say this. Life is returning to normal for everybody because it is over. Free beer. They haven't said. But everybody has to get vaccinated. You have to reach Biden's goal. No shots at your shop. Good. Absolutely pathetic to bribe us to get vaccinated. If it was that popular, people would be lining up for it. I mean, literally all the time until they all got it. It's not. Oh my gosh, these people. You haven't heard the end of it. I do want to share this. A trove of recently released emails to and from top government epidemiologist Anthony Fauci is sparking fierce backlash against him from some Republicans, particularly among those who are harshly critical of his comments on mask wearing. The potential that the coronavirus leaked from a lab in the U.S. gave money to, and more. The emails were obtained first by BuzzFeed via Freedom of Information Act. Rand Paul, who's been among Fauci's harshest critics for months, led reaction Tuesday morning. It seems like he was very troubled early on. There was a gain of function. Now, let me explain gain of function. That it looks like that is true. It looks like he did lie to Congress. So here's what gain of function is. You have a virus and you alter it to make it more what's the word I'm looking for? Make it more viral. To make it so it is more easily spread. I know. He said, told you. That's what he said. 2 words. Told you. Well, to make it more lethal, but to make it so it spreads more. That's what the whole thing was. That's what gain of function is. Now, what is gain of function still going on? What is gain of function still going on? This is Fauci. This is in his email. He says, what is gain of function still going on? I thought we paused it. He seemed unclear about whether or not the gain of function research, how it got started again in Wuhan. Paul said the Tom wrote morning show Wednesday. I think he's very concerned, although he doesn't say it in the email. Concerned that he continued to fund it through NIH, even though they weren't doing gain of function. This is the thing that once people know this, it's explosive. That he knew about the gain of function and he's trying to cover it up. Hugh, it's essential that we speak this morning. Keep your cell phone on. I have a conference call at 7:45 a.m. with Azar. It's likely we'll be over at 8:45. Read this paper as well as the email I will forward to you now. You will have tasks today that must be done, Fauci wrote in one of his emails BuzzFeed obtained and published. The paper you sent me says experiments were performed before the gain of function paused, but have since been reviewed and approved by NIH. Not sure what that means, since Emily is sure that no coronavirus work has gone through the P3 framework. She will try to determine if we have any distant ties to this work abroad. There's also these email exchanges with the guy, Peter Daszak, who was actually the funder, Paul continued. Paul was referencing the Zach's organization, EcoHealth, which received millions in grants from the National Institutes of Health, including a $600,000 grant from Fauci's agency, the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, that it later paid to the Wuhan Institute of Virology to study the risk that bat coronaviruses could infect humans. Nice. Yeah. They weaponized it. And Fauci knew that they were right, that they were making it more viral. You know, he needs to go to jail or prosecuted for murder or accomplice to murder. Yes. If that many people died, that makes him a murderer. Fauci also cited comments from Francis Collins, the director of NIH, who said earlier that hearing that American taxpayer money that went to the Wuhan Institute of Virology was not approved to conduct gain-of-function research. These emails show that Dr. Fauci coordinated with one of the Wuhan lab's founders to cover up the plausible notion that the virus could come from inside the lab. Dr. Fauci needs to stop playing games and answer questions about his role in funding the very lab that may have unleashed this pandemic on the world. He got a thank you email, because he helped direct the idea away from Wuhan. Yep. Why do people put that stuff in emails? Why? Yeah. There needs to be a big prosecution. Ask Dan Schiebler what? I wouldn't ask Dan Schiebler anything. You're not going to get a straight answer. He's a liar. Fauci said Wednesday on Deadline on MSNBC that the supporters of former President Donald Trump resent him because they did not understand that comments and recommendations he made during the Trump administration have changed under Biden administration because the data evolves with time. So you don't understand science because you're a Trump supporter, and because you don't understand science, you ignorant piece of trash. That's why you think that Fauci resents Trump. He said, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there are people out there for one reason or another resent me for what I did in the last administration, which was not anything that was anti-Trump at all. I was just trying to get the right information, to try to get the right data. And what they didn't seem to understand, I guess, is that the understandable that they didn't understand it, that science is a dynamic process. So something in January, you make recommendation or comment about, but as you get more information, the information leads you to change, because that is what science is. It's a self-correcting process. So when you hear someone say something at one point, then 2 or 3 months later, if you stick with that, you said at the original time when you had 1/5 the amount of data you have now, I think that'd be inappropriate. It is appropriate, although sometimes it's difficult for people to understand how, as you learn more and more, you have to continue to evolve with the data. That's what I was trying to do, is always to tell the truth on the basis of what the data is. It was never deliberately something against the president. Now, so you don't wear a mask. It's not, you don't need to wear a mask right now, right? That's what he said at the beginning. Oh, you need to wear a mask. Nah, you need to wear 2 masks. Nah, we don't need to wear, the masks don't work. Yes, they do work. He admitted in one of the emails that masks don't do anything unless you're infected. Okay, for one of Fauci's emails, he's a fraud. He is a fraud. Yeah, Trump didn't read him from the beginning. No mask ever. We understand he's a liar. He uses his position to destroy our country. He should be investigated by someone not in the Democratic Party. I understand. Here's more. There's more. You have more reason to hate Fauci. It shows that Emails show that Dr. Fauci was advised by Eric Nielsen, a physicist and CEO of Biosignal Technologies in March 2020, that 2 drugs could possibly help battle the coronavirus pandemic, but Fauci ignored it, claiming the email was too long for him to read. Nielsen in the email said he had instructed members of his family to get Alvesco for emergency use only. He claimed that his colleagues on the front line in Japan, China, and Korea found several preprint papers that's an effective treatment for late-stage COVID-19 patients. The physicist continued, some patients on ventilators who are approaching death have fully recovered after treatment with this cyclosinide, and it has much smaller particles than other corticosteroids and reaches deeper into the lungs. Now, Fauci said the email was too long to read because he was too busy jumping on news shows, jumping on TV from one TV interview to the next TV interview. He couldn't read an email that said that these drugs had great success in battling coronavirus. Nielsen claimed there was a second drug that could possibly be used, which he advised his family to get. He wrote to Fauci, the drug is called hydroxychloroquine, which he said also seemed to be effective and safe. However, he noted that Alvesco is better because it appears to prevent the virus from replicating, so infection is wiped out and is no longer contagious. Alvesco seems to be 2 silver bullets in one. 2 days after the email, Fauci, to whom the media looked for as a trusted voice, said the answer is no when asked if hydroxychloroquine is an effective coronavirus treatment during one of the coronavirus task force briefings that took place regularly under Trump administration. Fauci noted that the signs of the drug's promise were purely anecdotal evidence. He ignored an email because he was too busy. It's too long. I can't be bothered with that. I'm the top infectious disease doctor in the nation. Sad. And he couldn't take time to read a message from a physicist that he trusted. I know you can't make any money on hydroxychloroquine. You got me? You see where this is heading? Wow. The National Month of Action. If they had, when this email came out, if they had moved and used the alveolus, what is it? Alveolus. If they had used that when that came out and started distributing that, how soon could we have been out of this thing? Hydroxychloroquine has been around for 50 plus years. Yes. And you can't make any money on it. Fire Fauci and fire Schiebler. Fire Schiebler, prosecute Fauci. Fire Schiebler, investigate Schiebler. Fire Fauci and jail him. That's what should be done. New York City schools have been largely shuttered during the coronavirus pandemic, but now that COVID-19 vaccinations have been okayed for adolescents, the city's leadership has found a use for the building's inoculations. Mayor Bill de Blasio announced Wednesday during his daily news briefing that the city will begin a pilot program to administer vaccinations to students at public schools, the New York Post reported, touting that the move will open up a world of opportunities. De Blasio revealed that his administration planned to reach a lot of young people quickly by making schools a place where kids can get vaccinated. In certain schools, we're going to pilot something very exciting, Hisner declared. We're going to start launching in-school vaccination sites. We're going to reach kids everywhere and make kids much, much safer. According to the mayor, the city and its health department are teaming with the United Federation of Teachers. Really? Well, the United Federation of Teachers said schools weren't safe, but you're going to take them there and get them vaccinated. You can't have school there, but you can vaccinate them there. The program will begin at 4 Bronx public schools and then eventually expand to the other 5 boroughs. Now, yes. Yep. Now, what is the long-term effect on children being vaccinated? Cancer? Is it, are we going to have kids with 3 heads when they start reproducing? What is the effect? They don't know. It's safe. It's not safe. You don't know that it's safe. Nobody knows. Yeah, and you're right, Donna. Nobody knows. Everybody knows that kids are not a high risk for COVID. Is it sterilization? Ooh. We don't know. And if they do know, they're not telling. It's safe. Come send your babies to us so we can inoculate them from a virus that Fauci used taxpayer money to help fund. He used taxpayer money to help push a virus and change a virus so that it was more contagious to sell a vaccine that he's invested in. Oh, gotcha. You see the problem? Do you see the issue? Are they going to vaccinate without parents' permission? Well, that's a good question. It's for their good. You know how they do. A lot of people regretting getting the shot one day. Yep. Inoculate and brainwash your children. I've got a story I'll keep to myself until I know more. But you see, you don't know. Now, this happens a lot anyway, beyond this. But there are a lot of people showing up at the hospitals with symptoms, and they can't figure out what's wrong with them. And it's people who've gotten the shot. Is that an issue? We'll see. 850-771-0049. Is it the people that want the shot have gotten the shot? I imagine the people that want the shot now that haven't gotten the shot is a very small percentage. You don't need trucks out at the beach. You don't need 24-hour pharmacies. You don't. You don't need massive retail space to give shots to less than 100 people a day. Well, yeah, it's what it seems like. If they are engineering it, if they are gain of function, if they are trying to alter it to spread more, it was created. And now they're forcing the shot. And whether you pay for it when you get the shot or not, everybody's paying for it. These things aren't free. Nothing is free. Someone pays for it somewhere down the line. And it's you. You're paying for it. And your kids will pay for it financially and physically. Wow. 850-771-0049. All right. Memorial Day weekend marked the unofficial start of summer and the long-awaited return of some degree of normal life for millions of vaccinated Americans. It is a return to normal life for everybody, vaccinated or no. It's a stupid statement. In parts of the country, that return to normal was marred by violence. 23 people were shot and 2 were killed in a mass shooting Saturday outside a banquet hall in Miami. 9 people were killed in Baltimore over the deadly Memorial Day weekend. Police in Philadelphia reported 16 people shot in 3 days. New York City, Houston, and New Orleans also spate of violence over the long weekend. In an interview with CNN, Miami Police Chief Art Acevedo warned it would be a long, hot, bloody summer. Joseph Giacalone, adjunct professor with John Jay College of Criminal Justice and former sergeant with New York City Police, predicted this summer would be worse than last year for sure. It's not getting any better. Homicide rates rose nationally by 25% last year, according to FBI stats. For the first time in 25 years, the number of murders hit 20,000. As experts indicated, the start of 2021 was just as bad. The National Commission on COVID-19 and Criminal Justice, that's a weird group, documented a 24% rise in the number of homicides between January and March compared to the same period in 2020. That number was up by 49% compared to 2019. The Gun Violence Archive has also documented a rise in fatal and non-fatal shootings between 2020 and 2021. Gun control advocates have linked the record rise in gun sales to social isolation, economic distress, and family tensions, warning the combination heightens the risk of gun violence. The past year has also seen a stunning rise in reported hate crimes. A recent report by the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism at California State University, San Bernardino, found that crimes against Asian Americans were up by nearly 150% in major cities. Maybe the vaccination makes them zombie-like, where they attack people. More mental health problems and fewer police. What could go wrong? Right. And then you add social isolation in, which is an inflicted condition by the government. It is a bad idea if you're the general public. But if you are the Democratic Party and the socialists, this is what you want. This is absolutely, exactly what you want. It's not a bad decision. This is playing right into their hands. Violence is increasing. People are angry. People are frightened. What could go wrong? What could go wrong this summer? This is cool. A video of a father and his daughter speaking out against critical race theory has gone viral amid an ongoing national debate on the topic. The video posted by TikTok user Corey Yeshua shows him sitting next to his unnamed daughter and saying he teaches her she can be anything she wants to be. Watch this video. It's awesome.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow. Right?
Black.
And how we treat people is based on who they are and not what color they are.
And if they're nice and smart.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that.
And if they're
not
nice.
With my children, it's not gonna happen. My baby's gonna know that no matter what she wants to be in life, all she has to do is work hard, and she can become that.
Work hard, even though you don't know anyone. You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT. Period. Point blank. Children do not see skin color, man. They love everybody. If they're good people, they love them.
So you
pray for people that are hurt.
Sorry about the disruption. But anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. He is teaching his daughter that you can be anything you want to be. And critical race theory is bad, bad stuff. Kids are not racist. They do not care what color you are. Hate is taught. You are correct. And that's what Black Lives Matter is doing. Black Lives Matter is teaching hate. And they're pushing hate. And the White House is pushing racism. Let me ask a question. Who is it that is attacking Asian Americans? Anybody? What group is attacking Asian Americans? Anybody? It would be the blacks. The blacks are attacking Asian Americans. That's hate. That's a hate crime. That's racism. Just that's taught, and that comes from Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Americans are all mixed. Listen, we all have different things, different groups mixed in us. We're a melting pot. All right. So there's that. A Arizona public school principal issued an apology after calling parents wackos and pushy for contesting critical race theory. Through a Freedom of Information Act request, the outlet said it obtained internal emails penned by Desert Valley Elementary School principal Tanya Neve that targeted nearly a dozen parents who spoke at a December 10th school board meeting in opposition to a proposed curriculum that promote elements of critical race theory. Here's that video, and hopefully it'll play.
For the governing school board today is a vote for a new curriculum that appears well-intentioned, appealing, even empathetic, but in actuality further divides us. When you peel back the layers of this onion, you will see that it promotes taking from one group in order to compensate a second group to correct injustices caused by a third group who mistreated a fourth group by an earlier point in history. It's absurd. Not only does it not promote justice, it does the opposite. It promotes racism. And you cannot cure racism with more racism.
Stop diluting student education.
I would go over that statement. You can't stop racism with more racism, but that's what the whole critical race theory is.
Correct, feel-good propaganda.
I didn't come prepared with statistics or anything. I'm just basically coming from a parent and my own personal experience as a parent. I'm the mother of a high school senior and an 8th grade son. And my fear is this type of curriculum will actually breed more racism and more divide in our country rather than unity. I fear that this is actually taking a step backward.
The recent events have brought to light the failure of our education system. The young people we witnessed rioting and looting in some of our largest cities came out of an education system that had taught them to hate America.
I'd rather empower people in minority groups to rise above and not do anything that's going to create a victim mentality that if you're born a certain way, that you're now not afforded the same options in our country that everyone else is. Because I think we live in a country where if you put forth the effort, there's opportunities out there for everyone.
The source of the hatred can be traced directly to the emphasis on identity culture, which separates us into special interest groups. Each group is isolated from the other by mistrust, stemming from perceived grievances and artificial cultural barriers.
Yet the National Education Association feels it's their duty to indoctrinate our children and further strip parents of their rights to teach their children their values and their morals. They want to teach a revisionist American history that teaches victimhood, entitlement, and the loathing for our country. We do not want or need this curriculum in our Peoria schools. We need to find ways that unite us. Focus on good character. Focus on shared values. Focus on being an upstanding individual who has big dreams and goals. If our goal is to truly heal relationships, then let's talk about loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Our common values like respect, honesty, and trustworthiness.
So there you go. Do these people sound like wackos? Do these people sound like they're unhinged? They were called wackos and pushy. One of the parents you saw there spoke that stop diluting student education with politically correct feel-good propaganda. The board meeting was ridiculous, Nev wrote in one email dated February 1st. I'm sick of this, giving these wackos a platform to spread propaganda without making any correction statements. The outlet also said that the principal conferred with Jennifer Mundy, whom YAF said is one of the architects of the new proposed curriculum. In another February 1st email, how they could quiet the pushy voices of dissenting parents through a court ruling that reinforces the power of principals to set boundaries in parent-school communication. She wants to shut you up. If you spoke against critical race theory, she wanted to shut them up. To get a court ruling to reinforce the power of principals to set boundaries in parent-school communication. You're not going to be allowed to speak because you're a wacko. Well, she issued an apology, Donna. So it makes it all better. Mercy. This is what it's coming to. You'll like this. A Democratic dark money group with ties to Majority Leader Chuck Schumer reportedly paid for deceptive attack ads that aim to depress Republican voter turnout. They tried to suppress Republican voter turnout. Now, didn't they say that the Republicans and Donald Trump tried to suppress voter turnout? The Democrats are involved in this as well. Then Republican Senate candidates Josh Hawley and Mike Braun, as well as then Senator Dan Heller and now Rep. Matt Rosendale, were targeted with attack ads that hit them from the right, falsely accusing them of holding liberal positions on key issues important to conservatives, but it was run from the left. The ads were purchased by a nonprofit group called Coalition for a Safe and Secure America. Tax records obtained by Axios reporter Markey revealed that CSSA received a majority of its funding from Majority Forward, a nonprofit linked to Majority PAC, a super PAC that works on behalf of Senate Democrats. In 2018, Majority Forward made a $2.7 million donation to CSSA, which is more than half of the $4 million CSSA raised that year. They then turned that money around to buy direct mail and digital advertising campaigns attacking Republicans in competitive Senate races. The digital ads ran on Facebook pages specifically tied to the states where each candidate was running. They accused Republicans of being weak on certain conservative issues. Facebook users were told that Hawley, for example, sides with Washington liberals against gun owners and was a pro-government gun control career politician. It actually worked in one state. So who is responsible? Who is responsible for voter suppression? We have evidence of it. 850-771-0049. Oh, this is interesting. A private security firm hired a high-ranking U.S. Secret Service agent as a CEO 1 week after he ran an intervention on Hunter Biden amid an alleged drug and prostitute binge at a Los Angeles hotel room in 2018. So 1 week after he got Hunter Biden out of a drug-fueled, prostitute-fueled event in 2018, 1 week, he was hired as a CEO. Press releases by a private security firm published a week after the text exchange with Hunter announced the agent left the Secret Service after a 25-year career and joined the firm as a CEO. On Wednesday, the Washington Examiner provided more details as of the May 24, 2018 incident, such as the agent's name who joined the private security firm after helping Hunter. 1 week after the incident, a private security firm released a press release saying Robert Savage, the supervising agent of the Secret Service's Los Angeles office, had been hired as CEO effective immediately, according to the Examiner. Nice. He was rewarded for saving Hunter. He got a cushy CEO position for helping Hunter Biden. Here you go. For the full week of May 17th through Sunday of this last week, CNN Primetime was only able to attract an average of 692,000 viewers. CNN's left-wing competition, MSNBC, more than doubled that with 1.483 million primetime viewers. During that same week, Fox News more than tripled CNN with 2.1 million viewers. In total day, CNN managed to attract just 569,000 people who loved being lied to. MSNBC snatched up an average of 842,000 total day viewers, while Fox doubled CNN with 1.16 million. They're dying on the vine. If it wasn't for hotel lobbies and airports, who would be watching CNN? Anybody? I want to show you this. This is a commercial being put out. It's rather interesting. I'm going to play this for you.
Cable news network used to break news, but this year they're breaking records, losing nearly 70% of their viewers since Trump left office. And no wonder. They're still obsessed with Donald Trump. Trump's Lemon's still a loser. And Chris Cuomo is still helping Big Brother cover up scandals. Speaking truth to power? Hardly.
The coverage of Biden is going to be equally rigorous.
Instead,
how did he stack up? But it's a fact that he's much better than Trump.
He has the winning picture. He is overproducing.
Equally rigorous.
This is exactly what we need right now.
Joe Biden is now the first shelter dog to live in the White House.
What Joe Biden just did gave us some hope, some realistic hope for
the president to come and say, I see you, I hear you, I feel your pain. It's a cathartic moment.
Of course, everybody understands that Operation Warp Speed happened under Joe Biden.
Wow. We didn't get into this business to fact check.
So if you're looking for hard news on rising inflation, hacked pipelines, and dreadful job reports, or hard-hitting fact checks on Biden's radical new plan to make things worse, change the channel. Everyone else has. Tell CNN, cover the news, and stop cheerleading for liberal politicians.
Now, CNN can do whatever they want, and I'm fine with them cheerleading for Biden. I'm good with that. You know why? It shows it'll get them off the air quicker. If you don't have ratings, you can't get advertising. It's a fact. And if they are bottoming out, they're not going to get any advertisers. But they are stinking. Why? Because they don't have anything. They're still. I know. Sorry, Donna. But they can't get, after Trump has left office, they have nothing. They have nothing. They're not going to be, if they're not going to hold Biden accountable, they won't get any viewers. Does this look like a network? Or does this look like a nation that has voted for Biden if you got a rah-rah for Biden and you don't have Biden supporters watching it? That's a problem. Nobody, it shows you how unpopular Biden is. He's not liked. He's not trusted. The only reason, I'm not going there. Biden is not a draw. I know. I know. It should be BNN, the Biden News Network. They should change it. Because it's absolutely the worst. They have nothing. But CNN last night, and they're so worried about QAnon. I know they can't get it. They can't get it right. The same people who say that there is no Antifa, that Antifa is just an ideology. There is no Antifa group, right? They try to get across that QAnon is an actual group. Interesting. Well, it's not even that. It's not even that. You get more actual news from Babylon B than you get from CNN. You get more truth from Babylon B than you get from CNN. It is a weak excuse for news. And again, if it wasn't for the airports and hotel lobbies, it wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't exist. And I really think that we ought to just start telling the hotel lobbies, change this channel. I can't take it. Or turn it off. One of the two. Airports the same way. How does CNN get on every TV in the airport? Why can't you get decent news? You're not. It's going to be CNN. Interesting, is it not? And they are dying on the vine. What happens? What happens to CNN? How long before they have to make major changes? I don't know. How long can you be a bottom feeder with less than 1 million? Less than 1 million. 692,000 on average. 70% down. 70%. What do you do? That is a culture that they need to change. Cuomo's got to be gone. He should have been gone a long time ago. Don Lemon, all of them. Fire all of them. Get some real news people, but they won't. You can't tell them anything. They're going to continue to ride this dead horse because it is an ideology. It is not news. It's an ideology. And they are paying the price. Good. I never watch it. I should watch it to find out who's actually advertising on this thing. You don't understand the increase in MSNBC. I don't know if it is an increase. It just could be that's just the only option. Because evidently CNN is not an option. So maybe MSNBC has something, but who knows what that would be. Interesting. I don't know, but turn it off. All right, kids. It is Thursday, in spite of what the crawl said at the beginning. It's Thursday. I did fix it before the show started, but it didn't take. I hope that you have a great Thursday. We got some rain in the forecast. Just hope that you have a blessed, wonderful day. And like the show, share the show. We'll see you again tomorrow for a Friday. Friday, as we end this short week. It's been a busy week, though. Kind of wild. Make sure that you come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. God bless. Stay strong.